So, welcome one and all back again. As ever, I am your captain and master of games. It is a pleasure to have you all back with me this week. Who would like to go ahead and regale us a tale of events past?
It's been a while since I've done it. I'm just trying to verify what was I believe the last session started with the resolution of the wise ape. Previously on D&D. Both Phelan and Eldrin got stuck in another dimension. Don't think it was named. Well, our two barbs and a ranger decided to do some book learning and rock throwing, and the wise ape had imprisoned our lovely bard and our wise Eldrin because he just didn't like mortals or something, and asked us what we came for. Eldrin was seeking to read because he kind of is a nerd for books. Go figure, stereotype. And then the bard. The bard, he just wanted info. He didn't care about books. I mean, he did, but he didn't, Just went. And the wise ape gave them both a warning and letting them know that they travel a thorny path, especially Eldrin, but Phelan, his thing was a bit complicated, just 50 pounds of liquid silver. You just had to survive that. While Cruzroll decided to take up dressmaking and found out how long cotton lasts and how many laces need to be stitched. Mm-hmm. And then, and our dear friend Jean was able to find a book of ancient legends and myths, and learned, actually I forgot what I learned, but talked about the Watcher, if I remember correctly, and other gods. Eventually, the wise ape decided that these mortals were not worth his time, or at least weren't that bad. They were bad, but not so much. And let them go as Jonga tried to. I think it was Jonga tried to find his way through the wall again. As they took their night's rest, they each had dreams. They were some more pleasant than others. Some couldn't decide what song they were playing for the next day. Oh, man. And Eldrin had dreams of the Watcher. Jean was visited by insects that he didn't quite know. Do you really know insects? But the Queen's chosen and told him not to come back. Then there was these pointy gargoyles. They seem to be picking on Phelan. Someone should give them the point. And then, but they always stayed about 200 feet away, so we really couldn't tell what was going on. And then we met a lovely little friend named Hotto, who was a potion extraordinaire, who didn't know what his potions did. Oh well. Details. After interacting with him, they eventually decided they would all go the same direction. Jonga decided to be a chauffeur and let Hodo do his thing and, and sing a little off key. Mostly off key. After traveling about 3 days from the ruins, we saw the wall of Trenaria, but we came across shadowlings that Hado seemed to know, but he was kind of a little tight-lipped on it. He just really didn't tell us. And after, kind of swatting them away, they kind of went away. But that's where we left off.
Okay, wonderful. So, as you stated, you did indeed manage to finish off the shadowlings from the nowhere that had appeared and started attacking the party. You are, I think I remember saying that this was about midday-ish, I want to say. So yeah, it's about midday. and you know it's quite a dreary day. The clouds are looming over, but there is your destination in sight. The city, or rather the large town of Trenaria. As you finish off killing these shadowlings, you get a sense of accomplishment, if you like, because the little buggers, they hit you quite hard. But you just managed to hit that little bit harder.
What would I know? Would I have heard of shadowlings before?
You can make me a history check.
Harder. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like the whole rock debate we had earlier. Me throw a bigger rock.
So on a 24 Eldrin, you know that even the Herring's Call forbids the use of teleportation magic. The reason for this is because teleportation is both risky and dangerous, as it will, in order to teleport, one must transfer through the nowhere, the realm of space between spaces, where there is no time, there is no air, there is no nothing. It is just there, like a frozen moment that you can use as a passage. The reason this place is so perilous, and you will only know this name in passing, Eldrin, is the Nowhere King. A being that resides in the shadows of the Nowhere. And he has minions who will rarely stray from his view, as it were.
I'll explain all of this to the rest of the troop.
So let me get this straight. He's a king of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, but if it's nowhere, it doesn't... How can they have a king and a system and a hierarchy?
I don't pretend to understand how it works, but you know, maybe we shouldn't keep saying his name too many times. You know, just in case.
Max, we don't have a mirror. I know how these things work. Don't have a mirror, right?
You have the shard.
I have a shard.
Okay, I will be a little more careful.
I had a mirror somewhere. Maybe it's a different candidate. Oh. How's everybody feeling? Take a little short rest before we press on?
Short rest? I have all these spell slots I've got to read. Never mind.
Can you use magic?
No, I was joking.
Let's see.
I actually don't recall if after the encounter with the Shadowlings, if we managed to catch our breath, or do we take just right after? Did we took a pause or some kind?
So you haven't rested at all. Can't remember if you guys took any potions. I don't think you did.
No, one potion was consumed, and it was to give haste. And if I recall, it
That
was
was
one
me.
of the counters.
It was me who took the haste one.
Yeah.
But
I thought
it was the
last
only
time
one.
we rested was in the ruins.
Yeah. So it's been some time. How far are we from Jody City right now? If we just make the quickest path to it.
Couple of 3 days, it looks like.
I mean, we had like a 2-week time limit at the beginning, so I hate to rush us.
Yeah, let's
And
just.
by the time you get there, it'll have been about a week and a half that's passed. So
the more time to find where this guy is.
Yeah, true. Just allow me to patch myself up because the fucking shadowing took a piece of my ribs.
Let me help you with that, dear friend. I know it's not wine, but I know my way around some bandages. Can I roll for medicine?
Yes, you may.
And
Sure
I as
resting or
well.
no?
Yay! It's first roll's a double digit.
Whether or not you guys have a short rest is up to the party. Yeah, you may both roll a d4 plus 1.
Well, I was healing him because
Yeah.
I didn't take any damage.
Yeah, d4 plus 1 for him.
Okay, cool. Whee.
I would also like
Yes.
to roll a medicine check.
I don't think we shall rest it.
No.
No, it goes the oh my. You know, I've seen cats get less tangled than you, Kuzrul.
Mm.
No offense.
Uh-huh.
What's the medicine check? 1d4
Plus
your
1.
provision.
Plus
Plus
1.
one still, is it? Right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to the city and spend some fucking gold on some new equipment. I think we should make a priority of buying some. I don't know what the DM used to call it, but something about a kit or tools that could make ourself heal a bit better.
Healing pulses, healing kits.
Yeah, something
healing
like that.
kits.
Worst comes to worst, if we do take a short rest, I can improve the healing from hit dice.
I mean,
It's up to you guys if you want to take
I'm
a few
almost
hours.
full.
I know
We have
Eldrin is gasping for a short rest. I think Eldrin's quite
can
short of
I-
resources.
I didn't realize how low Kuzrul was. Can I also do medicine on him?
Remember, each one of these is taking 10 minutes. So at this rate, you will be taking a short rest anyway.
I don't think Song of Rest has a limit. It's the limit of their hit dice. So,
Yeah, I'm saying,
yeah.
you're taking all this time to do medicine checks. You
Fuck.
might as well do a short rest.
Sure.
My bad. I was trying to change my wound count, and I click on something. My bad.
That's right, I can do that. I can
Oh.
rectify that.
I can try.
Okay,
to
let's
heal
take a short
myself
rest,
then.
and I'll use Song of Rest. Do I
Okay.
click the plus by it or anything? Oh, I need to change.
How many
change the
people
mode
does
back.
it affect?
It affects anyone who can hear me within. Anyone who can hear me. Any friendly creatures. You can't be neutral. You can't hate me. I'm sorry. You have to be friendly towards me. And they regain their hit dice plus an additional 1d6.
So you need to put the effect on everybody.
Okay, so I have to target everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish it would. Can I do it through the combat tracker? I
Yeah.
can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I was like, can I control left click? Here, even Artemis will get it, and Hado, because they would have all heard me. All right, I think I did it correctly.
Right. At the moment, I can't re-add the hit dice that you accidentally clicked, Sean. I need to work out how to do that, but just for now.
Here,
just
you
know
get
you
all
have
an
to-
extra 2 HP.
Yay.
Now untarget everyone.
Isn't there also a bonus like there?
But the
Dice.
problem is, It's supposed to be when they spend a hit dice, unless you want to change it to just me playing the song.
Yeah, I'm saying if they spend the hit dice, they get
Oh
an extra
shit!
bonus, don't they?
Oh, sorry, fudge.
So
You might want to undo that too across the board, or everyone who got healed roll hit dice. That would solve my problems. I don't know about
How
anyone
come
else.
it automatically did that? And
Kids, this is why you ask for consent before Song of Rest. Especially from your local bard.
Because are you rolling hit dice?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Ooh. You're the one who needed it the most. You're like, I don't need bandages.
Are you rolling
I can
hit
take
dice,
it.
John?
Walk it off, Crowsville. Walk it off.
so now we take the rest.
Yep, you're taking a short rest. You can hit your short rest button on your sheet.
Where is this short reps button?
There
there
is.
isn't one.
I've been lied to.
So I'll do it. Because it's just you. So,
Hey.
Where is Hado?
he's in your bag. He's doing Hodo things.
Okay.
99 models of Huddle Potion on the wall.
Don't encourage it.
96 bottles of potions! You take one down, you smash it on the ground. 95 potions on the wall.
Mute.
Match it, Huddle. How would you sell it?
Oh no, the smashing is just for experiment, just to see what happens.
Oh, that is a good idea. I should try it sometime.
What's after 9,998?
A smashing idea.
So anyway, whilst this short rest is going on, you all start to notice a thick mist drawing in. And it
Oh no!
seems-
Plot device to keep us from getting to the town. Darn it.
No. Please don't interrupt me. You guys do see... Oh Christ, that's going fast. A nice thick mist seems to be rolling in from the city. From the town even, not the city, the town of Trenaria. As this mist rolls in, you get a bit of an odd feeling about it. Would anyone like to have a closer look at this mist? I would invite you to come and get personal.
Aldrin, you know about these things, right? This is obviously seems like your expertise.
Did you say me there?
Phelan did.
Sure.
I mean, this doesn't seem natural, but I mean, it could be a nature thing. Which of us has the highest nature check anyway?
Not I.
+3.
It's me.
How about this? Eldrin, you look to see if there's a magical thing about this, and I'll kind of prod my brain for its natural aspects. Does that sound good?
I look at the mist.
How thick is it? Like, do we see the fingers if we extend our arms, or is it light?
So,
Oh.
So the mist seems to be varying greatly, but it does seem very controlled. I think would be the best term for it.
Alright. Is it possible to do those two different checks on the mist, the nature and the arcana? Or is...
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'll do a nature check, and I'll probably roll average.
Fuck you.
So, Thalen, on an H check, mist...
I'm proficient.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
On a dirty 10, mist is produced with large amounts of foliage around. Normally after a bit of a warm spell it tends to and gets suddenly cooler quite quickly. The fog, the cloud starts to lay low and hug on the ground. General precipitation science. On the Arcana checks, doesn't seem to be any spells being cast. Doesn't seem to be anything arcane in nature about this.
No trace of the Shadowlings coming back. If I recall, a few of them actually just ran off. We didn't kill all of them, so no sign of them coming back.
Of who coming back, sorry?
The Shadowlings. One of them or two of them, I don't recall, ran off. So
No signs of them returning.
alright, guys. I don't like it. I think we should stay very close.
So,
But
Thalen, in answer to your question, you can feel free to ask questions. The mist at the moment stops about here. And it seems to be coming from the town towards the party.
and
We should press on.
yeah, I agree. But it smells like danger anyway. Do we hear anything unusual coming from that direction?
Maybe a perception check.
Forgot how to find my token.
So on a 15, you don't hear anything coming from that direction.
Right. And just one last question. If you were to say how far can I clearly see and distinguish elements, like how far do I perceive things when I look
It doesn't seem
down the road?
doesn't seem like a massively thick mist. You do notice there are areas that appear slightly more dense, but even then it seems relatively easygoing in terms of not inhibiting your sight.
Alright.
As you guys enter into
Real
this-
quick, I'm going to play my lute in such a way to make sure that they all can hear me.
as you guys
Not loudly.
As you guys enter in this weird and very, very strange looking mist, you see little lights popping up through the mist.
This is dancing lights, or these are the souls of people who have died here.
Either way, best not to play with them.
Does anyone want to touch it?
The dancing lights.
They're pretty lights. I didn't say they were dancing lights. That was somebody else that said that.
Alright.
Are we sticking together and moving ahead?
Yeah, same. I don't trust any of that. So I do have one question. It's a technicality, but since last fight we didn't make a long rest, to the extent of your knowledge, DM, do I still have the option to recast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action without expending a spell slot?
Is it long rest ability?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will still recover on a normal long rest.
He was referring to the ability to recast it without spelling the spell slot. Is that still available?
Yeah.
There's the long rest ability.
It lasts an hour, so...
Kozrola, are you coming?
I mean, you should still be able to do it. If you're planning on using the one you cast against the Shadowlings, it's not been an hour since you cast it. Actually, no, hold on, it would have been because the short rest is an hour. Sorry, yeah.
Alright.
Well, I agree. It's a good idea not to touch these lights, be them dancing or not. Eldrin, well, I do have a little bit of, I am magically delicious. I'm not as well versed as you are. Do you know anything about this?
Do I know anything about lights in the fog?
Are they moving at all?
It's moving very, very... Oh, what, the lights? The lights seem to just sort of hover in space. In their own little space, they seem to just hover and weave. Almost
Are they
acting,
close to us?
almost acting as if some sort of guide.
As we move along the road, do we determine if they're going the same direction or are they going a different direction?
They're just moving in the mist.
How close to us is the closest one of them, if I can estimate?
So the nearest one is here and here.
We've already determined that we don't want to mess with them.
No, I agree with you. I just want to estimate if the threat is like far away or on our tail. But
Right.
no, I don't want to touch them anyway. I think I'm just going to follow the rest of the group, but I want my attention to be somewhat focused on the closest.
Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. So, as you carry on down, you're walking for a couple of hours and gradually this mist is getting thicker and thicker the closer you get towards the edge of the city. Those of you more arcanically inclined will assume this to be some kind of trap or spell or enchantment to try and disorient encroachers, people who did not belong.
What a bad day to enter the city. We can't even really see it.
It's the very reason we need to press on.
So, as you press on, you do eventually come to the great walls of Trenaria. These walls, and as I say, I will get a map for you guys next week. These walls stand about 25, 30, about 40 feet tall, with large wooden gates that are currently closed on the entrance to the city. The time you arrive in Trenaria, because as I said, it would be a couple of days' travel. At the time you arrive in Trenaria, it is like early evening. The sun is just starting to go down. You can see the moon is very nearly full. But not quite.
Can we look for a tavern since we're in town now?
You want to head for a tavern? You can head for a tavern.
Or a place to find.
Can you go ahead and make me an investigation check?
Let's see, investigation. Does that do it?
21 is not bad. Not bad at all. So you do come across a very neat and tidy looking little inn within the city. It's not massive, but it's modest and it's quaint. And you can see on the sign is written Cartwrights in some very nice calligraphy.
Wait, let's go in and find a room. Get a long rest.
You guys are about to have the chance for an extended long rest if you want it.
Yay!
By popular demand, I'm using that feat or whatever feature of the bard.
Yeah. So as you get to Cartwright's Inn, you notice a very burly half-orc stood behind the bar. He's quite dark-skinned, and you know he seems to have this rather stern look across his face to match it. And as the doors swing open, he goes, "Aha! Hello, friends. How may I be of assistance?"
Hello there, my dear chap. We're just looking for a night's lodging, and perhaps I can provide a bit of entertainment for the other guests.
Of course. We always love new talent, fresh meat coming on in.
I give him a half-orc greeting.
He turns to you and he says, "That is a phrase I have not heard in a very long time. But I appreciate it nonetheless."
Good sir, my name is Thalen. What might your name be? And
Sorry.
where might I perform, if you don't mind me asking?
He says, as he points over to a little stage, "You may perform over there. You can see we have the area already set, and you are ready to go."
question: would I have to, non-character, do I have to determine the song, or can I just do anything, or is it allowed to like ask the audience what they want?
You may
Right.
perform what you wish. Just make sure it is suitable for young audiences. And he points to his little girl stood next to him, who has like this really sweet, like interesting looking treat. And she sort of goes, "Hi."
Ah, I see. Perhaps something I should play from my childhood. Something my mother taught me. And I will play the Ballad of the Elven Hero that I remember.
Ooh, can you make me a performance check, please? An 11. It's a reasonable performance, you know. People sort of nod and clap a little bit, and you know, give you that bit of encouragement. But you know, overall, it comes across quite quite meh. The response from the audience. Well, that was good lyrics. Yes. His little girl
So,
sort of looks around the bar and sort of sees all the people. Daddy, I'm just gonna go sort some food out. Okay, my darling. And you see her wander out of the building. Can anyone within range, anyone that can see this child, make me an insight check, please?
Assume I'm not in range.
Not necessarily in range, just... I mean, you'd be able to see the little girl, but you're performing currently.
Since you've used your potent dice on my playing.
So Jean, Jonga, and Kuzral, each of you get a feeling that this little girl is talking about something else when she's saying she's going to get food. There seems to be an air of insinuation about what she says.
That's odd.
Can I look at my mirror shard to see if maybe there's something going on in my little shard?
You want to have a look in your mirror shard?
Mm-hmm.
You can. You see a little wooden room. You see a couple of dolls in there, like changes.
Mm.
Is the barkeeper still there?
Yes, he's still there.
I would like to go and ask him a question.
You may.
Mr. Barkeep, sir. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. My name is Eldrin.
I apologize. My name is Gaunt.
God, pleasure is all mine, I can assure you. Listen, the reason we're in town is I'm a bit of a, what's the word? Scholar, lover of all things science. books, potions, you know. I understood that this town was home to possibly one of the best alchemists the world has ever seen. Messer Eric von Steinholm.
Ah, yes, Eric. Unfortunately, he disappeared not 2 moons ago.
See, has anybody looked into this matter, or?
A couple of people have, but unfortunately, he how to put this? They never quite come back the same.
Who's they?
The people that went looking. I'm not here to cause problems for me or my daughter. I hope you understand this.
Oh no, I have no intention of causing any problems. I really was really looking forward to meeting the man, and if there was anything I could do to perhaps help, you know, expedite the process of ensuring his safe return. Perhaps you could at least point me towards his home or his laboratory.
Perhaps I could. Well, I made notes for this session, and my notes have disappeared.
Of course, it's quite hard to play better than your mother. Or do things as good as she did.
Yes, there is, there is another man who may be able to assist you, though. With Eric gone, somebody, of course, took his place. There is, he called himself a physician. Physician?
Physician.
Yes, that was the one. He said he was a master of doctoral crafts, whatever that means. He wasn't very good at the arm wrestle. By the way, I could take you all on. He sort of slips that in there, thinking he's being...
Is that a
casual.
challenge?
And, if you are, interested, it may be worth paying him a visit.
Where might I find him?
Dr. Gregerson can be found in the market square, often tending to the general sick.
I appreciate it, and I'll leave him 2 gold. That's it.
Oh, thank you very much. As you drop the 2 gold and you turn away from the bar, you suddenly see his daughter, Trudy, come in with like this massive bag of what look like baked goods. But they're also fried, and they seem to be covered in sugar in a sort of ring shape.
What might those be?
Oh, these, I call them duff nuts.
Duff nuts, you said.
Who's nuts?
Duff nuts. Yeah, they're 1 gold piece each. Would you like one?
Have these been paid for?
Yeah. Well, in a manner of speaking.
I'm sure I will try one.
Can I purchase one and inspect it?
You may. Anyone else buying one of these donuts? Just so I know who's
Duff
buying.
nuts. Duff nuts. Gotta say it right.
Yeah, the duff nuts.
Back.
Junga's passing.
Hey, Gaunt, how about a friendly little wager?
Hmm?
I win in an arm wrestle, I get to have a duff nut for free. If I lose, I'll pay double.
Very well. And he sort of shouts, "Set up the tables!" And you see, like, the regular patrons, like, shifting and moving tables around and making it more of a spectator sport as they create a fence with these, like, long wooden tables and benches. And just one sat in the middle.
Nope.
Best
Oh,
of
I
three
definitely
win-
need to make
Best
sound
of three,
music.
winner takes all. Ha ha ha!
It is on, Gaunt.
Quick question. Does other people understand if I'm putting bardic inspiration on someone? Or is it just considered song to the outside ear?
Try and find out. You never know if there's a bard in the audience.
I think I'll just play normal music. Or, well, epic music and no bardic inspiration.
And with that, just before we do those rolls, we are going to take a short reprieve because I need to go and save my missus from the baby. So I will be right back.
I will be right back as well.
Same, I guess.
Cinema.
I just realised I was muted for that whole section.
So, we missed out an amazing arm wrestling scene.
Yeah, yeah. So, very, very quick, very quick, what do we call it? Recap of what's just happened. So, Eldrin was looking at the donuts. He tasted the donuts. The donuts were delicious. Phelan determined that this must be some kind of culinary sorcery because he cannot work out how these donuts are made. Duff nuts, sorry. How these duff nuts are made. And Kuzrul, after a very, very close arm wrestling fight, started to get angry that there was a draw. And as he was focusing his rage, Gaunt has thrown his hand down through the table and won the arm wrestling contest. Well, I think that means you owe my little gal 2 gold pieces.
You know what? That was a good match. Here is 4, and we shake it at that, and I offer a very firm handshake.
He shakes your hand too. He's a really jolly guy. Like, you look around, like, most of the... This is where people come to be cheered up. They're leading quite drab lives. He sort of claps his hands and everyone starts putting the tables back in order and everything else. And this one that's now broken with, like, a massive fist-shaped hole in the side of it, he kind of just leaves it where it is.
Songa asked about a room.
A room?
Save that table to encourage people not to go against you.
Of course you can have a room. That's no problem at all.
What is it gonna cost?
My rooms, they are 2 gold pieces. 2 gold pieces a night. Or you can have the family suite, as we like to call it. That is 5 gold pieces. There are 5 beds already made up.
With my popular demand feature, do I get that for free?
If you earn enough, it will be free.
Back to playing again. I shall tell the epic feat of how Gaunt was a smashing success at arm wrestling.
Sure, make me a performance check. He approves, like the crowd approves. And Gaunt's just sort of stood there behind the bar, his arms crossed, looking quite smug with himself, having a bit of a chuckle. At this moment in time, what is Jean and Jonga doing? We haven't heard much from you guys at the moment.
Trying to get a room.
So Jonga's gone up to the room?
No, I'm trying to get it.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to organize people to see whether we're getting separate rooms or what. We haven't. Oh, I guess you just won enough gold to pay for the family room. But
He didn't win any gold. Oh, well, with that performance check, let's see how much gold you make.
It says as long as you perform at such a place, you receive free lodging and food of a modest or comfortable standard as long as you perform each night.
Oh,
It also makes you a local.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
by popular demand. That's why I asked about it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he kind of talks with you for a little bit, and he's like, "Do you know what? You can come back tomorrow night. It was a pleasure. But there may be a couple of nights you can't perform. We are expecting a bit of a celebrity."
Just so you don't want to make it too noisy for that celebrity, then.
Oh no, he is he is a player himself. And must I say, one of the finest that Trenaria has to offer.
A player? A player of the lute or the lyre or the flute?
Come
Yes,
back in a
he's
couple of
the
nights
bard.
and you will see. Ha ha ha.
I am definitely intrigued, good sir.
You guys want to sleep in the same room?
John, what are you up to? Just a bit of wine in the
Can you
corner?
hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you, Jonga. Jonga is asking everyone, are you guys going to share or are you going to get individual rooms?
Well, I've been doing it for the past couple nights, so it does not bother me to share a room.
Yeah, same.
I mean, we can collaborate easier that way, but
It seems like the majority of you are happy to share.
okay.
So,
Pretty
So we'll-
sure I saw Jonga's trouser snake last night, so I don't think we have any secrets between us
Oh
anymore.
man.
I'll be in the room. And he heads off.
okie dokies. Jean, what are you doing at the moment?
Well, I would have been watching the arm wrestling
Mm-hmm.
from a safe distance, and once the agitation is past, I think I would like to have a little discussion with the bartender. I would probably choose a moment where I could talk quite discreetly to him.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to introduce myself and say to him that
So just
I have a job.
Jean, just before this, just a couple of seconds before this, couple of minutes I should say. Whilst you're watching the arm wrestling, can you make me a perception check, please?
Sure.
10's fairly reasonable. So as you're watching the arm wrestling, a couple of individuals catch your eye, and you can see they are wearing quite very expensive looking armor underneath, like this blackened cloak with a slight gold trim. And as you observe them for a little bit, they sort of sit down behind you and they say, or you hear one of them rather say, "Do you know what? I can't believe we let that get away. Don't worry about it. If he resurfaces, we'll soon find him."
Right. I don't recognize any symbols or insignia on
They
them.
aren't bearing any that are obvious.
Okay. Strange. Well, I still wanna try and have a little chat with the bartender.
Yes, of course.
I assume he would know a thing or two about his own town.
Yes.
I'd like to firstly introduce myself. And, well, I'm just going to cut to the chase and be very direct with you, my good man.
Of course.
I'm not here for tourism, though your establishment was quite nice and appreciable tonight. I am here to do a job, and I was wondering if you knew someone who could procure me some tools. I require some refined equipment, and I know that it's not everyday salesperson that carries, the good stuff. And I point toward the handle of one of my weapons.
There is certainly a few local shops that you can have a look around in. It's a bit late in the day for them, but certainly go out in the morning and feel free to explore the town.
Your mic's cutting out again.
He basically says, you know, it's a bit late at the moment, and feel free to go out and explore.
And what I was really trying to do is, you know, obviously we're going to explore the town. It's quite a lovely place, but you know, the real good stuff. And I try to imply that I'm looking for some less common
Items.
findings, and perhaps referencing black markets, something like that, you know.
He goes, yes, they are very fine tool makers in the town. If you go to Harrick's Hardware, he has some of the finest collections of equipment that I think I've seen locally. Can you make me an insight? Your subtlety has gone straight over his head.
Alright. I'm going to go to you all guys, not in game of course. Do you remember we were told about, I don't know, the silent one, or I don't recall. What was it already, the denomination of that thing?
So
I don't recall.
Watcher?
The one who watches. No.
Yeah, something like that. Like there was some dark thing looming on the city. We heard of it on the road.
Oh, you're talking about the one that's been watching you?
Yeah, yes, it was something like that. I don't recall exactly.
The Watcher.
Yeah, the Watcher. And then I would like to ask of the barkeeper if he would have heard anything about such a thing as the Watcher.
The Watcher? Do you mean the guards? Are you in trouble? You're not bringing trouble to my door, are you?
No, I'm just, you know, looking for the local curiosity. Like, can I just try to do an insight check to see if he's really thick, or if he is straight up lying?
You want curiosities. Now I know exactly what you mean. You need to look for Caleb.
Right.
He owns a shop, Caleb's Cautionaries.
Well, I'll be sure to tell him who sent me.
There's only one problem. He's never in the same place twice.
Well, usually that's a good sign if you're really looking for something that's worth the price. I'll keep an eye open. Thanks for those precious words.
You're most welcome.
I'm going to leave you be now and rejoin my bed. Cheers. And then I go up. I'm going to share those information about those possible interesting people and the two shops, the constant one and the moving one, to the others. So tomorrow I won't have to explain in details. And I guess that's going to be it for Jean today.
Okay.
Perhaps now you will be able to, get my wound count reduced.
Extended long rest is 24 hours of downtime, so provided you only do downtime stuff until tomorrow evening, you will get a full rest.
Oh no, I meant we did some medicine check earlier in the
Oh,
session,
yeah,
and
yeah, you want...
for some reason I still am on 13
Ah,
wounds, but
okay,
I was
yeah.
healed from 8.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So... Just a couple of you left awake for the evening, it seems. Let's
Last,
go...
sorry, go on.
It's right, I was going to say, let's go to Eldrin. What are you doing right now?
I just want to ask him, the barman, one more question without bugging him. The physician Gregerson.
Yes!
Is he new to town, or?
Relatively, he's been here, maybe the last week or so, I would say. Very fine gentleman. Bit on the scrawny side, you might say, but he is a nice guy.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I don't suppose there have been any reports of some sort of flying creature heading this in like eastward, coming towards the city, or?
It is strange, you must say. There was a couple of people in here earlier tonight, asking the same thing. But, if anything like that, you probably want to speak to the Black Cloaks. And he points over to the two soldiers.
Anyone else want to do anything? Or?
My hands full of playing. They're gonna play themselves.
A bard that's not playing with himself? That's
Excuse me.
I'll head over to the Black Cloaks then.
Sure.
I will accompany Eldrin.
Okay.
The last time you and I talked to guards, though, things didn't end up well. So I think it's a better idea that we're not together on that one.
So, as you approach these guards, you can see there is a very... how to put it? Very effeminate looking male guard who has fairly long black hair with a short ponytail at the very end of it. And you can tell very clearly and very quickly that he is of some kind of elven descent. And the other gentleman who is with him looks to be rather elderly, fairly fragile looking as well. And he sort of sat down with his subordinate.
Good evening, gentlemen. Hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, not at all.
My name is Eldrin. I was pointed in your direction by Gaunt, my man Gaunt over there. What a guy Gaunt is, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Don't forget to leave him a good tip. But I understand you've been asking about some sort of flying creature.
Not asking about a flying creature per se. We was pursuing such a creature.
Really?
He seemed to dive down into the depths of the sewers Unfortunately, that place is hallowed ground by Lord Avon Carter and is not to be accessed by anybody.
Interesting. Do we know a reason for this, or?
We have learnt that asking questions gets people hurt, especially when it comes to Lord Avon Carter. He is an honourable and just man, and his decisions are fair. It is said he's ruled this town for near on 400 years, was it? And the elderly man sort of just gently nods. 400 years of rule. I don't think he would have succeeded that without being able to command respect. There's a reason the people here respect him, and any decisions he makes are for the good of the people. However, if you do wish to go and explore down in the depths of the sewers, you can always go and ask him for permission.
I might just do that. I didn't mean to cause any offense, or, we're new to town and we were also tracking that creature.
You were tracking it, so you know of its origins then?
Well, very little, unfortunately. We saw it first from Oregon, and we've been chasing it to the best of our ability ever since.
Well then. If it's originated in Foregon, then the rumours we heard are certainly true. Let us go. We must go and confirm this information to Lord Carter. As they both stand up and start to leave.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Well, I don't know if I just made things worse. So,
I don't like him.
It's the question I ask myself all the time.
shut up, Bard! I throw a gold coin at his head.
Does that mean I get a gold coin if I can grab it? Yeah, he okay. Do I just get the gold coin, or do I have to roll for it?
You'll get it because it sort of hits you and then rolls on the floor.
You're saying that I can't perform an acrobatic feat of grabbing it while playing?
You can try.
I would like to.
Then
If
yeah,
you
go
fail,
ahead.
I'm taking my gold back.
Make me a sleight of hand.
I'm sure it would get the crowd's attention, or be captivating. A sleight of hand, you say?
Yes. That is a 12.
Average.
Can you make me an improvised thrown weapon, please?
What would that be again?
No, Eldrin.
Oh, sorry.
So just a straight up dex. So, Eldrin, you go to flick this gold coin directly at Thalin, and Thalin just about sees it coming, despite his playing, and you just see him throw his hand up, catch the gold coin perfectly, flick it in between his fingers, and starts using it to strum his lute with.
gonna say I want to do that.
I'm gonna regret that.
Thank you for the assist. Now I can get on with my golden playing.
So the evening progresses fairly peacefully tonight. There is comfortable beds, good food, good drink, and for the most part, good company. I say for the most part because Hoddo hasn't realised that you were in the tavern and he's still in the backpack. So, the morning comes round. And I've still got this music going. Should have changed that ages ago. Sorry, guys.
It doesn't feel very tavern-y.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I should have changed that absolutely ages ago. I got so riled up in the roleplay there. So, the morning comes round. And as you do, you come downstairs and Gaunt is there serving breakfast to everybody. And Trudy...
Drawn new portent dice.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys sit down, Trudy comes over to you guys and she goes, "Good morning. Would you like more duff nuts? I made more."
I'll have another, and I'll have one from my good friend Eldrin.
2 gold pieces, please.
Certainly.
And she hands you over the giant donuts, duff nuts, and carries away your gold. As you see, she now has an empty bag.
Oh, duff nuts. Your arcane culinary wizardry still eludes me. What secrets do you hide?
And a couple of seconds later, she comes back with another bag of them, and she offers them to the rest of the group. Would you like Death Nut?
Thank you.
What about you?
I'll pass, thank you.
And you, Scary Man?
Do you guys think Hado would want one?
Yeah, bag.
Jean, she's offering you a Duff Nut if you want one.
Nah. No.
They're giant, so I might offer some of mine to Hado.
She looks a little bit disappointed, but goes, "Okay," and just wanders off and leaves them on the counter at the bar.
Oh man.
For some reason, I do not trust this food.
You sure it's really
I take a big
good.
bite. Why not? Sure would.
Nah, I'm just gonna stay with the... I don't know what would be the equivalent of tea, coffee, or whatever the fuck is a hot drink that gives you energy and ruin your sleep, and I'll be okay.
I mean, coffee exists here. Tea exists.
Yeah, I'll take 5. Thank you.
You want a coffee? Certainly. And you see him get a very, very wide pestle. Like, the pestle is about the size of his head. And he just pours a load of coffee beans into the pestle as he just starts bare knuckle grinding them down.
Fantastic. Is that what they call the orcish coffee?
It's just easier. I've broken too many tables before and I got told I was no longer allowed to use the mortar.
Fine. You know what? I don't mind. As long as you put a few drops of, whiskey to sanitize your hands.
Of course.
Yeah, alright.
And he finishes making your coffee and you take it away and taste it, and it's a really good cup of coffee, really fresh.
Nice.
And as he hands it over, he says, "I apologize if it tastes like mud. It was only just ground."
No, it's coffee, mate. It's supposed to taste like ground. Nobody enjoy the taste of coffee. That's a myth. It's. Anyway, thank you. So I guess I just rejoined the other. So you guys, about today. Well, obviously we all know that we are supposed to chase the alchemist, and I would consider that a priority. But if at any point we could, ask a question or two about that mystery moving salesperson, I think we could all find something interesting in that. So just have an open eye.
No. Seems to be that the new physician tends to hang around the market square, so it seems to be the most logical first port of call. I did have a conversation with these black cloaks last night, though, and really starting to get a feeling that they are fiercely loyal to this Lord Avon, who seems to preside over this town.
Would you say it's better to move as a group then, or to separate so we can get more done and just convene later?
I mean,
Perhaps a group
morning,
would get more suspicion.
I also...
But suspicion about what? Like, do you consider this lord to be a potential trouble for us? I mean, okay, we march as a group. Is that any source of trouble at all? I think not.
Well, from my understanding, someone who's just, but curiosity is punished, I only question, and I've had my trouble with authoritative figures in the past.
Have you tried not speaking to them?
Yes, quite. I wasn't allowed to speak during large portions of time, or I would suffer punishment or reprimand.
The other thing, Balin, since being here, you haven't seen the gargoyles since you entered the city. Town.
I was wondering about that. Would
the
the gargoyles be pointing from the window or something?
I keep calling it a city. It is not a city. It is a town. But yeah, you have not noticed them around anywhere since entering this place.
At least makes sleeping a little easier, except for trying to figure out that darn song.
I do also need to go and see some of my contacts that are supposedly here in this city at some point.
Alright.
I think Maybe
We all meet at the
2 or
tavern
3
at noon.
at noon.
It's very low down the priority list at the minute, though, so I think we should all go have a word with Gregerson first.
Okay.
How to accept part of the Death Nut, out of curiosity?
Yeah, he's eating it whilst he's working.
Dave, that's right in my ear holes.
Sorry, Rob.
Perhaps instead of hotter potions, it can be Death Nuts on the wall.
So, as you leave in the morning, I'd like you all to make me a perception check, please. So, ooh. So obviously, you guys are brand new here. None of you have been here before. And as such, you have a natural curiosity and start just looking around places. And as you're leaving the tavern, you notice a very, very narrow gap between two buildings. And as you poke, like, your curiosity gets the better of you, and you kind of put your eye to the, I want to say slit, it's about a 6-inch gap. And as you look down there, you can see Trudy Cartwright, Gaunt's daughter, with a number of bags. And with each bag, she's picking it up. She gives it a couple of taps, and suddenly it's full of food.
I'm confused. I thought the lord of the town was corrupted.
We don't know.
Haven't confirmed or denied that yet.
That's part of the reason why we were being deterred by the mist as we tried to approach. But I guess, yeah, like you say, we haven't confirmed.
But yeah, as I say, you guys see this little girl filling up bags that are empty, then suddenly appear to be full of food.
I wouldn't see that with my low perception, or is it just they would tell me?
It's just Jean and Jonga. Let's see this.
Right. Do I perceive it as she creates an illusion, or is it real food that somehow manifests?
Make me an Arcana check. You're not sure.
Right.
I guess I could make a check.
If you wish.
Not that it's going to do any good, but at least I'll try.
Yeah, on a 14, you've got no clue what she's doing, Jonga.
His screen, it looked like a 20.
Yeah, well, she messes with food. Still, I stand on my position. I am not eating that. But anyway, I move on, I guess.
Okay. So you guys head over to the marketplace. Now the marketplace is a rather interesting setup. You've got houses, like people have converted their sitting rooms almost into shops, and converted like their front windows into stall-like shops. And as you come up to one of them, you see a little wooden sign, very nicely carved, that is called Harrick's Hardware. Sorry, Harrywick's Hardware. Harriwicks. Harrywick's Hardware. Anyone want to have a look or no?
Yes.
So, Jonga, you go up to the shop, and behind the little stall bit, you see a very drab-looking hill dwarf. Hello, welcome to Harrywick's Hardware. I am Harrywick. How may I be of assistance?
Have any armor?
Armor? No. I am a hardware store. I sell tools and packs.
You have a
Anything
sewing
on
kit. I'm so sorry.
special?
Yes, I have a sewing kit.
What's the price on that?
It sort of looks over. Looks back at you. 10 gold pieces.
And gold. I'll think about it.
It's a full-on leatherworker's kit.
I'll think about it.
Sure.
How exactly is it going to improve the dice we roll if we buy that thing?
They help
Or
us
medicine
repair our stuff.
You can use it to so if your armor does get damaged, you can use it to repair armor. You can use it to craft leather-based armors.
It would have some application with like leather sandals or whatnot.
Making dresses, perhaps?
But is it going to improve the dice we roll on the medicine check? Like, you could literally stitch yourself up or something like that?
It wouldn't help in that sense, no. If you wanted something like that, you'd want either a suture kit or a healing kit.
Then I'm going to ask the depressive dwarf if he has any of this.
Yes, I have a healing kit.
It's very drone-like. As if there's no expression, no emotion.
He's very drab, this individual. He's not got any kind of care in the world. Or he's got too much on his shoulders, one of the two.
How much for the healing kit?
5 gold pieces.
Right. And if I buy that, we can use it an unlimited amount of time if we have 10 minutes? Or is it a consumable?
Healer's kit has 10 uses total. But it will increase your healing from medicine checks to, I think I said 2d4 plus 2, but I will have to check that. Because the healing poultices that you can find across the region is 4d4. I'll just go double check the pricing. Sugar. Where do I put this? Yeah, so you've got a basic healer's kit, which is what this is, and it will heal you for 2d4 plus 2. Works as the same as a healing salve, but there are more uses. Healing salves generally have 5 uses each, and is the same healing. And then a full-on healing kit or wound putty heals for 4d4 plus 8.
Right,
So
can I try
he
to...
does have the greater healing kit available.
Can I try to negotiate the price?
On the greater one, yeah? Sure, make me a persuasion check. Well, for the greater healing kit, normally it sells for about 35 gold pieces. I will do it for 20.
Alright, gang. Do you think it's a necessary purchase, or do we move on?
It's a good
It couldn't
idea.
hurt to have stronger healing.
More than 50. How many do you have available?
I have 3.
If we were to purchase all 3, how much would that set us back?
You're up 3. Yes, well, I would do it for 58.
Oh, that's a lot. I think if we get like 1 in case of emergency, we would be alright, in my opinion. Alright, so if we take only 1, everyone is willing to participate, I assume?
Everyone
Yes.
is willing to what?
To participate into buying good
I
kits.
can't, I'm broke. I don't have any gold.
You've got 0 gold?
I have 3 gold, and I'm not giving up the 3 I have. Sorry. No.
Can you?
I'll cover Junga.
Alright, then everyone puts 5.
Could I use persuasion to lower the price even further?
No.
Darn.
I'll chuck in 25 gold and get an extra 1.
So that's 4 total?
That's 2. That's 2.
Oh, just 2. Okay.
We can always come back for the third if we need it.
Yeah. So if 1 is 20 and the second is 20 as well, Eldrin puts
Oh,
25.
put the
That
wrong
means
thing in.
it
Hold
only
on.
missed 15.
The wrong flipping item in. Okay. So, you both have a greater healing kit on you. Each one has 10 uses. Don't use them all at once.
I'm going to ask the shopkeeper if he have any information on. Fuck, I forgot the name, but the other salesperson that was somewhat mentioned to me back at the tavern, the one that kept moving.
Make me a persuasion check. I'm sorry, I do not know the person you are talking about. I have never seen him before.
Right. I know he's lying because he's known across the town. Could I, somewhat discreetly,
He's not
make
gonna,
a sign?
I mean, you know that Gaunt knows him, and you know that
Yeah.
others in the town speak about him. You do not know how well known he is throughout the town.
Oh, okay.
That is an assumption you are making as a character. Which is fine, like, you can make
Right.
assumptions, I just wanted to differentiate that point.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not going to press him further, but how exactly did you split the spending of the gold among us for the purchase
I
we just
haven't
made?
deducted anything from any of you yet.
Oh, okay.
So
Alright.
you guys need to deduct your gold, because you know how much you were putting in. I know Eldrin said he was putting in 25. I think everyone
But
else...
if Eldrin put,
How much did you need me to enter in? I'm not
Well,
rich
if
and I'm not
one-
poor.
if one piece costs 20, we bought 2, Eldrin put down 25, that means we are missing 15. So we need 15, and it will be among me, Cruz Roll, and you. So
So
if
we each
one
do
of us-
5.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll put 5 in.
same. Cruz Roll,
Right.
you're right with putting 5 down?
I think I was gonna cover Jonga, so I was gonna put 10.
We don't need 10 since
Okay.
Eldrin down 25. We
Oh,
only
then
miss
5
5.
is good. Yeah.
Alright then.
And times like these, it's a good idea that I do what I do best, and I'm going to, since we're in a market of sorts, look for a place I can play a song to hopefully earn a little keep.
Sure, make me a performance check. That is an 18. On an 18, you put on a really good performance. You remember how well received the song about Gaunt was in the town before, so you decided to try it out to a slightly wider audience.
That will make Gaunt happy too.
And you make about 8 gold pieces from your little escapade.
Thank you all, and make sure to check out our lovely local hero Gaunt. And I forgot the name of the
Yeah,
place.
people have started walking away from you now. Like, they give you their gold and they just wander off. You're a busker in the street, nobody really listens.
Could I try to look around? Do I spot any, shady people standing somewhat hidden away, like the typical people you don't want anything about?
Make me a perception or an investigation check. On an 11, you start looking around for this place. And there's really no obvious signs of it. There's no sort of sign of any kind of arcane trickery going on. There's no sign of people actively looking for this shop. You suddenly feel a knock into like the back of your shoulder. And you look around and you can't really see anyone stood there. You think maybe it was just part of the crowd moving through. That's until you pull a piece of paper out of your pocket. And it gives you an address.
Right. Can I make a quick check and see if I miss anything on my persona, like if anything was stolen at the same time?
Yeah, make me an investigation check. No, you've still got all your stuff. Nothing's been taken.
Alright. Well, guys, I think we should check this place out.
How about we ask the dwarf before we leave if he's seen or heard any rumors or stories,
They
strange
already
stories?
asked him. They did already ask
Okay.
him.
I think I'm gonna.
Mm,
I think it'd be a good idea for me to at least look into this Gregerson. We need to.
You want to
I-
split the
You
party?
sure you sure you want to go straight there? You don't want to linger about for a few days?
I'm sure. I'm still feeling a bit
Bitey.
anxious.
You're getting
as-
ratty with the situation.
Wacky,
Ratty.
Ratty.
oh,
Come on, man. You of all
that made a
people,
rodent in me.
do
You
not-
know.
You out of all people, you do not want to check out the shady merchant business. You don't want to go check that.
No. He wants to go to Gregerson first. He wants to go and speak to the physician. He's trying to get rid of his curse. That's probably what he's thinking. Is go
I
there.
mean, they're both shady. One guy's been there a week. Shady's happening on both sides. Choose your
I
50
know.
shades of shady.
The thing is, your guy probably will still be there in like 3 hours. Mine changed place every goddamn day, and I've been just dropped a piece of paper in my pocket as we speak right now. So I'm intrigued.
Okay, I won't argue with it. That is a logical deduction, Sean, and I will go with you.
There is another way of handling this. Split the party. Split the party.
No.
Damn it. So, you guys all follow Jean. And it takes a good couple of hours of walking around winding roads and pathways. You see many different sort of shops. You see dress shops, you see leather workers, you see smiths, you see all kinds of stuff going on. And eventually you are led to a little glass door. The entire door is made out of glass. It's very similar to sort of misted glass that you'll see on cathedrals and like old monasteries and that sort of thing. And as you open the door swings shut behind you and vanishes. The shop itself has quite a dim light, but this person seems to like the colour purple. They've got a purple little sheep's rug on the floor. You can see the walls have been decorated with a very, very nice purple dye. How may I help you? As out of the shadows steps a rather intriguing looking individual. It's hard for any of you really to make out what she is, but she looks human for the most part.
Well, we've
We're
been
investigating the
recommended.
disappearance of the alchemist.
Ah, the alchemist, yes. Well, unfortunately, I have no information on that. Though I did hear one of you in particular was looking for some curiosities.
True. We've been recommended your establishment by our lovely barkeeper, the half-orc.
Ah,
So
yes,
may we-
Gaunt, one of our finest patrons as well. Although
Yep.
he seems to always go after the more mundane things. I have a few things that might be of interest to you. And he pulls out this little starry looking cloak. It's quite small. If you were to put it on, it would be more like a drape over your shoulders than an actual cloak. And he goes, "Ah, but look what happens when you do this." And he sort of comes round behind Eldrin and just places it gently over his shoulders as you start to see the cloak just sort of billow. See, I told you it was a very interesting item. My apologies, I never introduced myself. My name is Caleb. Caleb Morgenstein.
Caleb or Caleb?
Caleb.
Dave, that's right in our ears.
Sorry. Caleb. C-A-L-E-B. Morgenstein. M-O-R-G-E-N-S-T-E-I-N.
How much for the cloak, good sir?
Give me uno momento and I will tell you. Ah, this particular item. Yes. Well, it's quite a rare piece. What would you like to offer me for it?
What the club
It
do?
depends. Does it do anything else other than just billow?
When you try it out for yourself properly, you'll find out exactly what it can do.
Then a starting offer of 5 gold.
Ah, you really think you are in a poor man's world, don't you? Perhaps you would be better suited going back outside.
Is there any weapon in the shop?
There are weapons here. Various types and sizes.
Well, I'd like to know what the options are concerning the finesse kind of weapon.
Finesse weapons are so yesterday. I can give you something far more impressive than any weapon. You see, I am very good at reading people. And I have been doing a lot of reading since you lot entered in here, and it seems like you are on track to truly piss off some powerful people, and you may need the equipment to handle as such. How about a pair of gloves for you, sir, as he looks at Jean?
Well, you've probably guessed right. I like my comfort, and my hands not cold. That's true.
These are so much more than comfort. As he picks up this pair of gloves, he's very, very careful with how he handles them. And as he goes to pass them to you, can you make me a perception check, please? Oof. Okay, are you going to try the gloves on? Oh no, Jean. That was somebody else that rolled the 6. Jean, on an 80...
No.
Huh?
No, that's...
No,
Yeah.
no, that's me. I rolled a nat 1.
Did you?
Yeah?
Oh, it's right. I'll scroll up a bit.
That's his
Yeah.
eyes, and that's not
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
his hands.
So, yeah. So, on a 6, you don't really see anything on it. Did you want to try them on for size?
No, I would much like to know what are they exactly for, since it's not to warm my hands only. We obviously know how trade works, like you provide a good, I provide a price. If it's just merely a piece of clothes, I guess I
This
wouldn't have
is
come
so much more
2-3
than
hours downtown to your
Do
shady
you-
place, right? For
Do you really think that such an exclusive shop could survive if it sold shoddy goods?
no, but I would severely doubt any shop of any kind would survive selling things the customers don't know anything about.
Hmm.
So how about you tell me a little bit more about the supposedly, with big quotes with my hands,
Well, you,
useful.
sir, have a gift with a certain type of creature. Do you not?
Well, we basically call them women, but creature it is, yeah?
That is not what I mean. You are connected to insects in some way. You see, I look over your form and I can see a pair of very frail and thin, translucent wings. I see scuttling and hiding in the bush. I can tell that you are some kind of keeper of swarms. And so I made this item just for you. He hands you the gloves once more, and he sort of tips them up so that the holes you put your hand in are facing upward. And as you have a look inside the gloves, you can see there are various insects crawling about inside.
Well, I'm touched. So now, not only do you sell a piece of cloth, but it's riddled with vermin. Are you going to tell me or not what are those supposed to do and for what price?
Oh dear, maybe a live demonstration then. He puts on
Hey,
the
you can't. Sorry.
He puts on the gloves, and you see them wrap themselves and adjust themselves to his hands. He outstretches his hand slightly, and you start to see a swarm of insects erupt from the edges of the gloves. These insects will do anything I tell them to. But your distrust... Well, I'm sorry, my friend. I will not be allowing or having your custom on this day. And you feel yourselves being pushed backwards out of the shop as you see, or rather feel, yourselves fall backwards through an open door as it is shut in your face.
I was gonna say that Phelan was kind of intrigued and wondered if they had anything of musical orient.
Oh, he has many magical items in there.
So nothing that would be tied to musical.
I didn't say that.
I'm
but-
Shane is
Ah.
always
Wait, I'm hoping to see if you have any magical instruments, good sir.
Yeah.
as the door shuts in our face.
The door shuts in your face and disappears.
Oh,
Wow.
guess there's always
What
next
the-
time.
Yep.
What a fucking terrible salesman. Fucking hell. I didn't even see one price tag in the entire place.
Perhaps you
Let's
make your own
Let's
price.
do things.
Let's etch 1 star into a lamppost.
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible. I'm going to make a comment somewhere. And this guy at the tavern...
The tavern's gonna hear about this.
Oh yes, for sure.
Maybe we need to work on your people skills, John.
Maybe this fucking guy need to understand that I read people, you like insects, look, I have gauntlets that do the same fucking thing I already do.
Maybe
Oh,
you
do
need
that?
to work on my me
do.
skills.
They do so much more than what you already do, Jean.
Yeah, perhaps if he
That-
had told me that, I would have made a purchase.
That was
Okay.
a very light demonstration of his capabilities.
Well, I guess he just lost a customer then. Too bad.
Oh no.
Too bad.
One of
I'll
the
take my
o-
business
one of the
elsewhere.
one
The
of the
problem
only
is
magical
he's lost several.
one of the only magical markets to exist anywhere in this kingdom. And you pissed him off.
I wanted something.
Oh, dude, he pissed me off. So I guess we're fair and square. I mean, last time we saw something
we're not.
remotely
You screwed us.
magical. Last time we saw something remotely magical. Someone put his hands on it, and he was cursed for like 70% of the entire playtime of the 10 sessions. So yeah, I'm a little cautious about putting my hands in some somewhat backwater
Yeah.
alley shop.
So the difference being, he was recommended by Gaunt. So Gaunt actually said, this guy's good.
Yeah, I don't know Gaunt that
sword...
much. Though.
No, I get that. The sword was found randomly. Speaking of which, can you make me a intelligence saving throw, Eldrin?
Had to go and remind him, didn't ya?
So, after the 4th consecutive day, I think it's 4, of passing the save, you feel the curse drop and the voices die down. You look at... It was a sword, wasn't it? If I'm remembering rightly.
No, it was a bowl of some kind.
Oh,
yeah.
the orb. Yes, it was a glass orb. So, you look at the glass orb, and the bright golden hue that it was given off has now died down to a very, very dull, dark orange, just flickering in the center. As if it's been turned off.
Alright, let's go searching
Wrap it
for
up.
the alchemist, I guess.
So, you guys head off into town. Again, takes you another hour or two to get there, as it's heading towards, late afternoon now. And you see a very skinny, very elderly looking, grey-haired human. You can see his hair is very, very curly.
Yeah, no.
And as he stumbles about the marketplace, looking at people, tending to their minor injuries, you see him stop and freeze on the spot, as if an awareness has hit him. And he looks up towards the party and sees Thalen. And that, my friends, is where we are going to enter the session for tonight.
Oh man.
love how Jean-Louis is sticking to his moral high ground of Karens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, we know for a fact that this setting is made to be brutal. We've already learned by experience that interfering with magical items that are unknown in property can end up being terrible and have consequences. Now, this